My apologies. I'm back. This was like the day my power line got cut. It appears you have been disconnected. So I guess I'm disconnected. Let's see. Content and live. I had to do a new one. I don't know that I can connect to the old one. Let's see. It says it's connecting. We're going to go live chat. I'm just going to go ahead and hit record. Start was crazy. I got your chats up here. I love listening to you. I don't need to. I just follow your core portfolio and alpha picks and wouldn't have to listen. However, you're so much fun to start my morning with coffee in your show. Patty, ITB, if Patty logs back on, ITB I will have in the scan thing. So welcome back to everybody. I'm just going to continue to go on. So I'm going to hit record. My apologies. I have a power surge in half of my house. So I have to start back up. We're continuing on this patience theme. And with ZAPP, what I was pointing out is in this 5-minute algorithm here, I like the entry. And so the entry has the ability to make you money. I don't like the exit. So when you see an entry here in like 11.95, and we talked about meme stocks, this is a short squeeze, and this has been going up. Now, it's going down right now, and you can see it live here. But when you look at this $11.95 buy, did you want to buy it? Well, it had some confirmation, but it didn't. I would have put a stop loss at probably about $11.50, maybe $11, depending on how much you wanted to lose. You were potentially willing to risk. And then I would have probably sold it here when it lost confirmation at about $13. Now, would I have gotten back in here after it had confirmation? I would say, you know what? It got me out here, but I don't trust the out, so maybe I should still be in. It has confirmation. I'm going to buy again. And you're going to buy, and then this one here at 15.20, maybe you got out, at about even or so when it got but then you buy in again. Again, this downslide, I would have said no to this entry. I would have said no to this entry because you're too close to the open. Again, patience on these things matters. And so is Tesla a meme stock? I don't think so. ZAPP is absolutely a meme stock. Now, we're going to talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA to 180. KeyBank came out with a huge upgrade on NVIDIA to 180. And do I think NVIDIA is going to 180? I think so. And let me tell you why. We're not going to use the 5-minute setup for this. We're going to use the 4-hour. And the 4-hour, again, you want to change your strategies depending on the stock. It's not the same strategy for every stock. You want to change it. And so here we got the buy-in here at 128. Is it too late to buy this one? No. You have confirmation. Your Bollinger Bands were cinching up. They were going. When you look at the weekly, yes, it looks extended. Okay? But then you take a look at this and you say, is NVIDIA too extended? I want to take a look at the valuation. I've posted this many times before. How the valuation and the growth is still good. Your valuation, even though it's a high PE, your forward peg is 1.47. That's below the sector at 2. The valuation is not horrible. The profitability, they have a 75% gross profit margin. That's the highest it's ever been for this company. So you're taking a risk because we went over how there's the potential that they have chip hoarding and that they're going to go through this cycle where they don't have as much chips. But I think the upgrades in chips is going to keep people hungry. And so what you're waiting for is at some point in time where Meta, Amazon, Google, one of those cloud providers says, I think we have enough compute power. Maybe we have enough compute power. So one of the things that's going to push NVIDIA Steve Grasso said, by the way, on that clip, he bought at 130. He added more at 130. Is it bad to add at 133? No, I'll probably add today. Taiwan Semi sees robust Q2 revenue at AIBU. This is Taiwan Semi's earnings. Now, Taiwan Semi from Wall Street, it's a strong buy. We can go and look at the price target. But they showed 32% year-over-year jump in revenues, following year-on-year growth trends in the previous months. The giant chip maker that supplies the world's biggest tech companies, Apple, NVIDIA, see a massive surge in Q2. They have pricing power. If we go and we look at Taiwan Semi and Wall Street, what's the price target? It's 190. That's where you're trading right now. With this new earnings, you're going to see a whole bunch of new price target raises. And when you look at the profitability, okay, they have a 53% margin. They are going to push that up. They're going to tell NVIDIA, you know what? You've now got a $3 trillion market cap. You can afford to pay us more. In order for us to make your chips, you're going to pay us more. That's what they're going to do. Now, some of the most recent tech sector quant upgrades that are in Seeking Alpha, I can't provide you. They have told me I can't. But let me go over them anyway. Spotify is the top one. I saw a analyst yesterday on CNBC saying this one has huge potential. I'd say it's a little bit, you want to get back to that all-time high. You're probably going to need to. And so if we go to this weekly and we look at it, you still got some movement up to that all-time high at 310. Now, is it expensive? Absolutely, it's expensive. We can go and look at Spotify here. But again, does this one ever trade on value, on valuation? No, the profitability sucks. But the quant rating has it as buy. Again, that's a top one. Another one, Fortinet. Fortinet is in cybersecurity. This one has been beaten down. It's at 60. I bought this one at 60, rode it to 67. What's the Wall Street price target? When we go to Wall Street, it's 71, 20% above. That's a good one. First Solar. This one is, Florida Power and Light. They're due solar. What's the average price target? 285. You're trading at 227. So again, you want to take a look at these Arista Networks. Corning, which was yesterday. GLW. This one got a whole bunch of upgrades. Even though their average price target is still down at 40, it's trading at 45. I would argue. We went over this one yesterday. I would argue you're getting back to the highs. And that high, I think, is 46 or something. I think I put it on here. It's at 46. Maybe I didn't put it on here. Did I put it on the weekly? Let's see. That high is up there at 46.90. So this is one of the ones that's a high one. SMCI, Cloudflare, Net. You want to look at those things. Again, if you don't have Seeking Alpha, go over here to the link tree. It's the second link. You're going to say, I think it's 20% off your 7-day free trial. And you get a 7-day free trial, $25 off. Sign up today. You'll get, again, I can't live without this quant rate. I'm not great at fundamentals, but I love that quant rating. We can talk about Taiwan Semi. They beat Pepsi, Delta report before tomorrow as far as earnings goes. Some education quotes that I wanted to kind of put in your head as far as, again, being patient. Successful traders just focus on a few setups and a small watch list. Don't overcomplicate things. It's from Steve Burns. Another one of his that I saw yesterday. Successful traders see losses as part of the process. Unsuccessful traders see them as failures. Again, part of the process. AlphaPix sent me an email yesterday concerning some of the losers in their portfolio. They're going to have a portfolio update. There aren't many, but what I like about AlphaPix is they address the losers and they basically tell you why they're still in the portfolio. Again, we went over this yesterday. I went over how AlphaPix gave me a sell on BCN or something like that, a stock that I'd never heard of, but they were up 20% over the course of a year. That is fantastic. And they got out of it because the fundamentals change. This is a portfolio where you get one on the 1st, one on the 15th of every month. Every month they give you two. When it's time to sell, they tell you when it's time to sell. When it's time to trim, they trimmed SMCI for a nice 980% profit. And they did that, I think, back in February or something. But from July 1st until April 17th, this, 4 times? The S&P AlphaPix is a fantastic portfolio. If you don't want to do your own research, this is the way you go. Alpha Picks. Again, I'm an affiliate for 3 main products. There's TrendSpider, where you get my 4-hour algorithm. And that is the number one. The reason it's up top there is because if I had one tool that I would buy, it would be TrendSpider. They don't pay me the most money. In fact, that's the least amount of money that I make. But they are the best tool that I have in order to protect myself and make myself stay patient. It is TrendSpider. $53 a month. You get 6 months free when you pay annually. $53 a month. Again, you get my 4-hour algorithm. What do? You go over here to Linktree, you sign up on that top link, and then you use this email address right here. Email me a screenshot of your account, and I will send you everything to import. The second thing that I promote is Seeking Alpha Premium, and that is the tool where I use the quant. That is where I found out that 28 of my core positions are a hold. That's where I want to be patient. If 28 were strong buys, I'm pouring everything in the market. Again, I'm pouring everything in the market. So that's how I use that tool. And it's to look at the fundamentals. And then Alpha Picks just give me ideas. Now, I will post this in the newsletter. Again, the newsletter is 100% free. How do you get in the newsletter? It's down here. The Daily Stock Picks newsletter is right after signing up for Webull, because I love Webull as well. I use Webull on a daily basis when I'm out and about and I want to look at the chart. It is the best on the mobile platform. And so I just put $1,000 into Webull. I didn't load up that account. Today it's worth like $7,000. But I don't load it up. I just keep that money in there. I trade every now and then. I own an iBet in that account. I own Apple in that account. I own Uber in that account. I think I have several others like, I think I have Spotify in there as well. I think I have Snap. I think I've got a couple of those. I think I've got Ford in there, which was on a tear. But yeah, I've got Webull. But if you just want this third one, Substack. And when you go to Substack, all of this stuff is for free. The daily one is for free. The weekend one is paid. But I will post this, and this is a key. Okay, Steve, New Trader U posted this one. Steve Burns, he posted this. How much a stock or a trading account has to recover after a loss to get back to even after a loss based on percentage. Okay, now we're going to go over this. It's going to be a little bit confusing, but when I post the actual thing in the newsletter, you're going to be able to understand it. A 10% loss requires an 11% gain to get back. It's not bad. 10%, cut your losses at 10%. It only requires you to gain 11% on the next one. A 20% loss requires 25%. Here's where you start diverging. A 30% loss requires a 43% gain to get back to even. A 40% loss requires a 67% gain to get back to even. It goes down from there up to, if you lost 90%, okay, we had a meme stock. We had a stock yesterday where somebody put in like $1,000, and then they're down to 60. If you lose 90%, it requires you to make 900% gain to even get back to even. That's where the risk comes in. When you start risking that much in order to try and gain your way back, that's where you're going to lose your account. That's where you're going to start blowing things up. So I got a social request from Brian yesterday on Facebook. I don't even think he was asking me about this one. But what was interesting was he brought up this stock, PSIX. Okay. I looked it up in Seeking Alpha and I said, you know what? They like it. Here's an analysis of it. And I'll put this in the newsletter as well so you can read the analysis. But when you go and you look at PSIX, you can look at it. It's a strong buy in the quant. And you take a look at the analysis, it's ranked number 1 out of 12 in the heavy industrial equipment. Brian got into this one, he said, at about $4, $1. I don't know. I bought PS a week and a half ago. I'm up 100%. Great company, just paid off their debt in record time. I think this one has a lot more room to run. Put it in the retirement account to avoid tax implications and cash out if needed. Their financials are great. Let's look. Financials, valuation in A. The PE is not extended. It's a 10. The PEG ratio, it's a 0.15. That's 84% below. Profitability, A. The 24% margin. That's good. Sector's making 31%, but you look at these net income margins, you look at the levered cash flow, and you look at the return on capital, that is fantastic. Momentum, it is unbelievable. This is up 453% in 3 months. Okay, when you find something like this, You take a look and you see, okay, is this something that I want to invest in? So let's look at PSIX right now in TrendSpider. This is how you use your tools. So in the 4-hour here, you can see the algorithm gets you in pretty early. We're going to look $2.20. Okay. It's at $12.70 now. Over 2 years, 31 months, 31.6 months. So it hasn't even been out there for 2 years. It's 31 months. How is that 31 months? Why does this go back so far? I don't know. But back testing 31.6 months. It's usually 24. I don't know why. Oh, is this a SPAC or something? Nah, we're not going to change it. But I'll put the performance in. If you have TrendSpider, you can look at it. It's extended. Do you want to invest here? I would argue that when you find something like this and the valuation makes sense and the growth makes sense and the revisions make sense and everything looks good, then yes, you want to invest in this one. When we scan a look out, it's probably got more room to run. Let's take a look at a monthly chart because this one goes back quite a bit. And we can go back quite a bit. Look at that high back here in 2014. You've reached up here at about 11. You've reached your first resistance level. So in my mind, I think the second resistance level is 21. You could double in this one. Again, the financials make sense. You could double in this one. How do I find this stuff? Well, take a look. If we just look and we say, okay, where did it reject here? It rejected at $12. Okay. That's at $12.65. It's trading at $12.57. It rejected right there. You can see how it pumped up here to $13.20, right? Well, where's the second time where it pumped up and then pulled back? The first time was here at $20. It looks like this one was $20.97. So $20, say $20. Just say 20 or 21 bucks. Okay. That's doubling here from about 11. So if you get in here and you go down, where would I put my stop losses in on this one? If you're trading this one, I would probably put my stop losses at the time where it pumped up here, and it pumped up here to $8. Okay. $8. Put your stop losses in at $8. And that's where I would trade this one. I would say, okay, I'm going to buy at 12. If it pulls back to 8, I'm going to make the decision. Do I buy more? Or do I get completely out? That's what you're going to do. And so, Brian, fantastic find on that one. Now, the scans. Every day in the newsletter, I put scans in. You can just scroll down to the bottom. What these are stocks that show a bullish trend in my 4-hour algorithm in TrendSpider. So if you don't have TrendSpider and you want something for free, just go down to the bottom and then you can chart them. I want you to have your own charting program. This is just stocks that show a bullish trend. So let's take a look. One that just got asked about me was ITB. This one showed up on our scans today. ITB. We can type in ITB and you'll see an entry into this from the 4-hour algorithm. Now, do I want to get into this one? I am holding this one, I think at about 106, 105, somewhere in that neighborhood. I added to it here. It had some momentum. I didn't get out when the algorithm told me. The 50-day moved down a little bit. I am a little bit worried about home builders. And so am I getting into this one? I'd like to wait for this one to show some confirmation. Simple as that. Do I rely on this algorithm 100%? No. If I was, then I'd be using a bot on this one. And you can do that in TrendSpider as well. You can use bots to trade. But FAST, F-A-S-T, this is one that got another buy. And this one got a trigger in the algorithm. And right here, it got you out yesterday and in. What does that tell me? It tells me that this MACD is going up and down because this with a couple of moving averages, this is what the algorithm is based on. I wouldn't get into this one. You have earnings coming up. I like this one to maybe get back what it lost on its earnings. But right now, I don't know enough about the company. I'd have to do a little bit of look. Again, the scans are there for you. If you want in the free newsletter, I'll be on at 2:00. If you have any questions, hit me up. Again, everything is here on the link tree. You can sign up for TrendSpider. You can even send me a gift through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. If I made you some money, that's all I ask. I'm your bartender. So just give me a little bit. When you make money, just give me a little bit. I don't ask for money. I just try and say, hey, if you want to show your appreciation, I'm certainly appreciative. But if you buy any of these products, I'd much rather have you buy the tools and use the tools than give me one of these gifts. Okay. Or just follow me for free and just, glom on and take the free advice. Have at it for what it is. Again, Apple is up 1.12%. So my portfolio is probably way up, Okay. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I will talk to you later. I apologize about the middle of the road there where I kind of lost my way. Okay. See you. Bye. I hope there's more people on here than just Star. My apologies for losing it. Let's see. Daddy got paid. I don't know. I guess there's 14 people in here, it says. We went from 14 to like 5. Or I'm sorry, 50 to 5. I don't blame people for not joining back up. I'll edit this together. Hopefully it makes some sense. But it is a little bit late. ITB was what Patty asked for, so I did that one. Anybody else have any questions before I go? Those fuckers extended the number of days for rentals. There's a complication with your referral. F you, AT&T. Estee Lauder. I'm not great, Laurel, at beauty. I invested in Ulta when Sherry kept telling me to invest in e.l.f. Just WVF, just send me an email, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, every DM is open. Instagram, whatever platform you're on. And if you don't have socials, everybody's got email. If you don't have email, send me a smoke signal. Yeah, I don't have a Discord group. Some people have suggested I open a Discord group. I just don't. I'm a boomer. I don't understand that stuff. Estee Lauder is a dying pig. I don't like this one. And in the beauty space, I would probably go with e.l.f. I mean, just look at the valuation. It's still got a super high PE. Its growth is horrible. 3.25% loss. Profitability. I mean, they have a huge profit margin, but it's still not great. Their momentum, they've been losing, money. The quad has this is sell. If you want personal care products, I think Honest is a good one. Unilever, I mean, this whole category in the quant just doesn't trade very well at all. There's nothing in here that says, oh my God, you've got to get it. Even e.l.f. I mean, the profitability and stuff like that for e.l.f. The growth has been an A for e.l.f. And when you look at valuation, even their PEG is too high. Even their PEG ratio is too high. Ulta is one that I would argue should be over 400. But the consumer's weak. So and WVF, I didn't see a rant about social requests. I just saw you ask, is it for paid members only? Oh, and no, it's not for paid members only. I don't do anything for paid members only. I'm not going to do a one-on-one with you without getting paid. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous. I'd have no time whatsoever in my world if I did something like that with the amount of stuff requests that I get. Who is this? No, turn off. My ting went offline. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to edit all this together. You guys have a great day. Sorry about